Then, the markets are a little bit wobbly, but the big event is just 3 days away. That's the Budget 2021. Now, we've been speaking to the leaders of India Inc. on their expectations, and Mr. Anil Agrawal, the chairman of the Vedanta Group, joins us now. Hi, Mr. Agrawal. Always a pleasure talking to you. Well, I've lost lots of budget-related questions, but first up, let's start off with taxes. Any suggestions that you have to make to the government?
Yeah, but one thing, this government is very positive and serious. Never been in past where accessibility to the government is so much. They're meeting all kind of people. Our FM is very accessible. They're collecting everybody. They're saying this budget is going to be the game changer. And what game changers? People should have more money to spend. People should earn more money. And I'm definitely looking, the world is also looking to invest in India. So this whole thing will definitely help. As far as my area of I'm in the natural resource area, and this will again a game changer for the country because it creates massive job and create huge revenue for the government, which two things you want. So what we are looking, oil and gas, 85% oil we are importing, how more and more people, we are the highest tax regime as far as the oil is concerned. So how they can reduce cess from 20% to 10%, still it will be the highest in the world. So more and more people come and invest. But definitely looking, aluminum is a natural material in the country. So how we can, aluminum scrap is a dumping ground in India. Highest import of scrap has happened. So there is a 10% duty on the aluminium, but to 2.5% on the scrap. So bring the level of 10% on import duty on the scrap, which is very, very important. Same thing with the zinc, copper. So import to be restricted because we have increasing production in India, which is very important. In general, everybody is looking on the capex. If we can reduce the tax or give the incentive for the capex, so more and more capex can come in. So these are the broader areas which I'm looking on the budget side. Apart from a lot of other areas which government is thinking.
Okay, so Mr. Agarwal, just hold that thought. We need to cut into the management of United Spirits, which is addressing investors on their conference call. We'll just get back to this conversation. But if you could just dip in really quick.
Some states which are important for our retained popular business were continued to be impacted because of this segment being particularly price conscious. Management-led productivity interventions coupled with benign commodities led to a 24 basis points improvement in our gross margin to 44.6, a reversal of the trend that we have seen in the previous many quarters, where you saw some level of challenge on gross margin. Our A&P reinvestment levels continue to be healthy, somewhere between 9 and 10%, and these help to support the investment in the renovation of our two core brands. Reported EBITDA was sequentially higher and back to the mid-teens level at 15.4%, and PAT stood at 230 crores. We continued the journey of monetizing our non-core assets and reduction in debt levels as well as interest costs. As we look ahead, commodities remain broadly in check, at least for the next few months. However, the directional movement of the ethanol blending program could influence the prices in the coming quarters. So, net in summary, I must say we are happy with where we are at the end of calendar 2020 versus whatever expectations we had a couple of quarters ago when the pandemic and the challenges of that pandemic were really looming large. In this quarter, we believe we have delivered quality performance with growth in prestige and above, and therefore continued premiumization, despite the reduced socializing that is happening, while improving margins backed by overall fiscal prudence, where we have brought down debt and also brought down debtors. As we stand here today, we now have a better understanding of this new environment and are hopefully progressing towards full normalcy. We look forward to the next few quarters with optimism. However, given the dynamic nature of this environment, we believe it is not prudent to provide any short-term guidance on numbers, and hence we have refrained from doing that. So with that, I'm going to open it up for your questions.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management is able to address questions from all participants in the conference, please limit your questions to 1 or 2 per participant. Should you have a follow-up question, we would request you to rejoin the question queue. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The first question is from the line of Abneesh Roy from Edelweiss. Please go ahead.
Sir, thanks for the opportunity. I have 2 questions. First is on advertising. Recently, ASCI, Advertising Standards Council of India, they have banned surrogate advertising for around 12 liquor companies. So does this impact you directly? Second, how does this impact the sector in terms of the ad spend? Could it come down? But on the other hand, how do you drive demand in a discretionary category if you can't do too much of surrogate advertising?
Thanks, Abneesh, for your question. So there have been some challenges with an ASCI notification, particularly in 1 or 2 states. Now, obviously, we are being cautious in trying to work through with ASCI what is appropriate and setting the right codes.
Okay, all right. We'll keep cutting back to that call. In fact, Nupur and our research team, they're listening in. So, we'll get all the updates. For the time being. United Spirits under some pressure as we speak. Well, on that note, though, we'll slip in a short break. You come back, we'll continue our conversation with Mr. Anil Agrawal. You stay with us.